That's your island, Queimada. One of the hundreds of islands of the Lesser Antilles. Here, have a look.
Thank you.
You know, most of what you see here on the windward side is the wild part. The sugar plantations in the main port are to leeward. There's only about 5,000 whites here. Population's mostly black or mulatto. The blacks, of course, are slaves, except for a handful whose owners freed them for one reason or another. Queimada means burnt. In fact, the Portuguese had to burn the island to put down the resistance of the Indians when they took it. And since the natives were all killed, they brought in slaves from Africa to work the cane fields. That large flat white rock you see offshore is called Cemitério Branco de os Negros, because the bodies of slaves who died during the trip over were thrown there. They say they lost nearly half of the poor beggars. And that exceptional whiteness there seems in fact to derive from the dust of their bones which have penetrated into and merged with the rocks.
Inglês, hein? No.
Quem vai querer?
Vai querer, pelo amor de Deus, dá-me a valide, dá-me pra mim.
Out of the way! You're back, senor?
Yes, all right, take them.
No, that can wait. As you wish. Sir William Walker? Did you have a pleasant trip, sir?
Yes, the Grey Dolphins followed us all the way.
The Grey Dolphin, you know, has always been a friend of the mariner.
And the sailor, of course, has always been the friend of the Grey Dolphin.
Too late, Sir William. Santiago was caught 10 days ago with all his men. He's locked up in the fortress. I'm afraid it's only a question of hours for him.
Now you will see. They're even going to chop his head off. I know. Then they will carry it around the island as an example.
I knew of her husband. I knew about your husband. I never met him, but it is because of him that I've come to Queimada. I'm not Portuguese. I'm a friend. Do you understand? I would like to meet one of his friends. One of his real friends. I ask nothing else. I don't want to know anything more. One. One only. Just one. That's all I need. What is needed here is someone with courage. Someone who knows he has nothing to lose, and if he's not afraid, observe.
É dinheiro, gente! Aí! Opa! É dinheiro! Aí não gasta aí! Aí, meu braço!
You there! Who gave you that money? Give it back to me. Immediately.
Aí, meu braço!
Sim.
Olha meu braço! Comigo! Peguei! Ai!
Don't go, Mr. Walker. Without you, nothing will ever be done. It's finished here.
I wasn't aware that anything had started.
And Santiago?
Santiago's dead.
Filthy thief, you did steal my bags, didn't you?
See,
Well, where are they now?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
But you did steal them, didn't you?
See,
It is true, isn't it?
yes.
No, it's not true. You did not steal them. You gave them to my friend. That's all. Nobody stole them. Do you understand?
See,
So, you did not steal them. Then why did you say you did? Because I said you did?
yes, senor.
Because anything a white man says is right, isn't it?
Yes, senor.
If I were to say that your mother was a whore, would that be true? Is it true?
My mother's dead.
But you knew her, didn't you?
See,
What was she? Say what she was. Go on, what was she?
Go on, say what she was. Say it.
A horse, senor.
Well, I was mistaken. I thought you were someone else. What's your name?
Jose Dolores.
Here you are, Jose. Forget about it. It was just a bad joke.
Inglês.
Come on, let's go then. Well, now I believe we've something to talk about.
There are 100 million in cold reales. All we have to do is to take them. 50 for you, 50 for me. Do you agree?
They call it the Bank of the Holy Spirit.
Now, it's very simple. There's an outside gate, then a large door, an inside gate, and then the safe. Now, you enter, you take the gold, you load it onto the cart, and you cross the island to the village of which I told you. Now, that is the ship, look. So, I shall sail her to the other side of the island, then we'll go away.
Go where?
Well, I to England, you wherever you like.
Even Africa.
Yes, even to Africa. But why? Well, no matter. You have time to think of it. Now, is the rest understood?
Yes. We walk in and take the gold. But what about the Portuguese?
At that moment, they'll have something else to do. All right. I'll leave this map with you. I think we know where the village is.
Yes. That's all.
Good.
Would you like to taste our rum, senor?
All right. Well, I'll taste your rum, but you must try my whiskey.
Here.
To the Holy Spirit and its bank.
We drink to England.
To Africa.
Y al mundo.
Y al mundo.
No. Salud.
Quiero também para mim.
It is enough for all. Why you bring rum instead of water today? Rain down from the heavens.
Don't worry, old man. Today's a holiday.
Para mim também, para mim. Eu quero para todos.
That Gulf Coast left.
Otto! What are you doing here? Where are you going? Stop there! What do you got in here? Come on, speak up. What is it?
Bananas, senor. What else?
Bananas, huh? And what's this? A case of bananas? Very heavy bananas, huh?
Well, Portuguese died too. Better hurry up. I'll see to the ship.
But you be quick, inglés.
Yes, here. Here's plantation, roughly, and here's the path. And it's this village here. It's a village of ex-slaves, I believe.
Yes, a village of bandits. Their leader, Santiago, came from just around there.
Well, in any case, it's a very wealthy village because they bought all my goods, you see, and then they paid for them in gold reales. Are there many blacks as rich as that on the island?
No. Just how many were there?
Oh, roughly, not more than 4 or 5. Why?
Because that gold has been stolen from the Bank of Queimada, senor.
You don't say.
Yes.
Inglês!
There are soldiers.
Yes, I've seen them.
The boat?
It's over there behind the soldiers.
And us.
I've brought weapons, but then we're rather few, aren't we? I don't suppose they like the Portuguese any more than we do. Let's see. Perhaps there's some people up there who'd be willing to help us.
No one will risk being killed for this like. Least of all for our money.
Well, you ask them anyway. Maybe they'll help.
I am sorry, friends. But the Portuguese are coming. They will be here at any moment. I am sorry it happens here. Here in your village. But we can't let the soldiers take us. Don't you agree? Maybe. Most of you will be better off if you went away, up to the Sierra. Better to hide the old ones, the women, and the babies. But if there are any of you who are not old, not women, and not really men, someone who in life, at least once, has thought of killing his Portuguese master, then now is the time to act. Portuguese can be killed. I will prove it to you. Can you use rifles?
First, I'll show you how to load it. Now, a measure of powder. Then the hemp. A measure of lead. Again the hemp. Now. The rifle is ready.
Inglês. I like it here. It's nice. Wait until after the festa.
As soon as they realize our soldiers aren't coming back, send others. They won't send them in 10s or 20s. It'll be a bloody massacre. Is that why we stole the gold? To die up here? Or to be rich? And live as free men? What do you say, Jose? Why did we steal the gold?
As you said, to be rich and free.
And after that?
Is there any left?
I say, you're beginning to like it, aren't you?
No. Rum is better. All right. I call the others. Let's go. If we go, they will all die.
Yes, probably.
Adios, Inglés. I'm sorry. You will go alone. I stay here.
Gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Now, my metaphor might seem a trifle impertinent, but I think it's very much to the point. Which do you prefer? Or should I say, which do you find more convenient? A wife or one of these mulatto girls? No, please don't misunderstand. I'm speaking strictly in terms of economics. What is the cost of the product? What does the product yield? The product in this case being love. Purely physical love, since sentiments obviously play no part in economics.
Quite.
Now, a wife must be provided with a home, with food, with dresses, with medical attention, etc., etc. You're obliged to keep her a whole lifetime, even when she's grown old and perhaps a trifle unproductive. And then, of course, if you have the bad luck to survive her, you have to pay for the funeral. No, it's true, is it? Gentlemen, I know it seems amusing, but actually those are the facts, aren't they? Now, with a prostitute, on the other hand, it's quite a different matter, isn't it? You see, there's no need to lodge her, or to feed her, certainly not to dress her, or to bury her, thank God. She's yours only when you need her. You pay her only for that service. And you pay her by the hour. Which, gentlemen, is more important and more convenient? A slave or a paid worker? Which do you find more convenient? Foreign domination with its laws, its vetoes, its taxes, its commercial monopolies, or independence? With your own government, your own laws, your own administration, and the freedom to trade with anyone you like. On terms that are dictated only by the prices on the international market.
Not only for the freedom of trade, Mr. Walker. I believe that for many of us there are idealistic motives which are even more important. We are now a nation, a small nation, born here and forged with toil, with difficulty. It took more than 3 centuries. A nation which originated from Portugal, but now is not a part of Portugal anymore, and that no longer wants to be a Portuguese colony.
That's all quite correct, my dear Teddy. We all agree on the idealistic motives. But it's the example of the whole that doesn't convince me as yet, Mr. Walker. What will happen if once the Negro ceases to be a slave, and instead of wanting to be a worker, wants to be the boss?
That's exactly what will happen if we go on arguing about it. 4 months ago, Jose Dolores was on the Sierra Madre with a few dozen men. Then he reached Sierra Trinidad with 400 or 500. Now there are thousands spreading through the lowlands. It is my view that if you don't take immediate action, if you don't weave yourselves into this revolt, you'll be swept away. And then your ex-slaves, instead of becoming your workers, will not become your bosses, Mr. Prado, but your executioners. Now, what are my interests in the matter, and who am I? Very simply, I represent Her Britannic Majesty, a British agent if you prefer. But actually, you know, England wants the same thing that you want. The freedom of trade, and therefore an end of foreign domination in all Latin America. But what England does not want, however, and what I think you yourselves do not want, are these revolutions carried to their extreme consequences. Men like Jose Dolores and Toussaint Louverture are perhaps necessary to ignite a situation, but then after that they become very dangerous, as in Haiti, for example.
Yes, he certainly has got a point there.
So, gentlemen, as you can see, I think our interests coincide, at least for the moment, and they also coincide with progress and civilization. And for those who believe in it, it's important.
And you? Do you believe in it, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Mr. Prado, I do.
Don't know how I'll be able to go through with it, Sir William.
Well, it always seems that way the first time, but we'll see. It's actually rather simple. It's only a moment. Very simple movement, and then it's over.
Go out there. Show yourself. Say something.
Long live Queimada. Long live Queimada! Long live Queimada! Freedom!
I never left. I've been here all the time.
Here? In the boat?
It's never existed.
In the goat?
Back in the bank.
Sure, and I'm still a porter. It's all the same as before, eh?
If I had told you, Jose, to start a revolution, you wouldn't have understood me. To rob a bank, yes, that was possible. First, you learned to kill in order to defend yourself. And later you had to kill to defend others. And the rest came by itself.
And you? What do you get?
Nothing. Salary from the British Admiralty. Rather modest one.
In England, what is her part in this?
Portugal's England's enemy. And if the English ships were not in the port of Queimada, the Portuguese would already have returned.
And how many English ships are there?
Don't be too ambitious, Jose.
No, I just asked. Come on, Pedro, Andres, that's enough now. You dance in town.
Might be better to camp here, Jose. Would be better.
But they have fought and suffered, and they are one English. They have a right to go to the city.
So they'll have plenty of time for that, all the time in the world. Gentlemen, I would like to present General Jose Dolores. Mr. Brando.
Augusto Anguilor. Fernando Cabrera.
Allow me to present General Dolores, Mr. Teddy Sanchez. He directed the rebellion here in the capital. It was he who killed the governor. And he's now the president of the new provisional government, whose first act it was to abolish slavery.
General, you have our admiration. Your help has been invaluable. Thank you. In the name of the provisional government, I invite you to discuss with us the proposals for a constitution.
Gentlemen, shall we?
See, that was the chair of the governor. May God bless you, Jose Dolores.
Thank you. Well, senores, you wanted to talk with me? Here I am. Well, come forward. Come on, senores. We will talk. But I warn you, speak plainly. Your government is provisional. Well, my encampment is too. My people won't be delayed. No.
No. No, no, and no. For a month you've been answering no. Why don't you try suggesting something, General?
Bastards.
Oh, excuse me, General, but I must talk to you about a very urgent matter concerning both our countries. All of Queimada's sugar is rotting in storehouses and on the quays.
And so?
But only a commercial agreement between us can change this situation.
And so?
The temporary government no longer exists. With whom can I negotiate? Who will sign this agreement? I was advised to ask you.
Who advised it?
I did. I told him.
And not even England can wait forever.
But not only England buys the sugar.
No, and not only Queimada sells it. Not to mention the fact that in Europe they're already extracting it from sugar beet. Did you know that, General? And what if Queimada were not to sell any more sugar? How would these people live? You can't delay your decision, General. Competition's getting stronger every day. Are you familiar with the latest raw sugar market quotation? 10 and 11 raw sugars, which up to a month ago were quoted at 7 5/8 to 8 cents a pound, at the last opening had no price. The refined of 8 1/4, 3/4, down by a half, more or less. Number 12, current category. Opened without firmness. The refined polarized at 96 degrees, and lot 60 aren't even quoted at the opening.
That's enough. Get out.
But, General...
Leave me alone.
Everything seems quite clear. I'm particularly good at convincing my people, and you, sir, have all the necessary qualities of a responsible head of state.
Go away! And stay away! Ramon, clear the whites out. All of them.
Fora na rua. Fora, vamos. Toque para fora. Rua. Vamos já. Fora. Olha vocês aqui acabaram. Vai embora. Acabou com vocês aí. Vai embora. Todo mundo aí. Não quero ver mais ninguém aí. Vamos. Ainda estão aí. Vai embora. Rua.
Who'll govern your island, Jose? Who'll run your industries? Who'll handle your commerce? Who'll cure the sick? Teach in your schools? This man? Or that man? Or the other? Civilization is not a simple matter, Jose. You cannot learn its secrets overnight. Today's civilization belongs to the white man, and you must learn to use it. Without it, you cannot go forward.
But to go where, English? It's better that you too go away.
the main gate!
You can tell the whites I'm going. Say that my men will lay down their arms and return to the plantations. England will rejoice, English.
Not only England, Jose.
Have I become so dangerous?
Yes. Even for your own people, Jose.
Well, I'm not now. But you can tell the white men. Tell your friends.
They're not my friends, Jose.
Well, no matter. You tell them. Be careful. Very careful. They may know how to sell sugar, but we are the ones who cut the cake.
No, thank you. No.
Your bag, senor?
The general doesn't carry baggage.
But he will for a friend.
All right, Jose. Come on. Jose, what are you going to do with yourself?
And you?
I don't suppose you ever heard of a place called Indochina. Well, they're sending me there.
Then to Indochina.
To those who cut the cane.
Right, or there'd be no sugar for your tea.
And since no one in the world wants to drink their tea without sugar, business continued to prosper for the world's leading sugar companies. This is the London Stock Exchange. 10 years have passed. The quotations of shares in the sugar companies continue to rise. The companies are merging, and with the increase of their economic strength, grow ever more powerful. Thus, they are now able to take personal charge of law and order on their plantations. Naturally, their first concern is to procure for this job the most efficient experts available.
Empire Club. We'll try here. He was like another man.
Sir William?
Sir William Walker. First, he left the Navy, and then... let's see. Oh, here we are. On May 7th, 1841, he was expelled from this club.
What? Expelled?
Yes. He broke our rules. I told you he was another man.
How very unfortunate. Did he leave an address, perhaps?
Yes. 21 White Dock Street. A most unsavory district, I must say.
Trouble here.
Would you like to continue?
Sir William Walker. Permit me. Henry Thompson. This is Jack Martin.
Nice to know you, sir.
Pleasure.
You're a hard man to trace, Sir William. We've been halfway around Europe just trying to find you.
That's rather flattering.
There are those who need you.
I can assure you that I don't need them.
What a pity. There's a great deal of money in this for you, sir.
What do you want?
We don't know exactly.
But it seems that it has something to do with the Antilles and sugar cane.
Sugar cane. Mr. President. Mr. Shelton. Well, we've known each other for a long time, haven't we? Roughly 10 years. No, it's exactly 10 years, isn't it? 10 years ago, I worked for the British Admiralty. I now work for the Antilles Royal Sugar Company, which our ex-consul so ably represents today. We've both since changed our employers. However, the Admiralty has given me its approval. And so, I'm now here in the capacity of military advisor, invited by the government of Queimada and paid for by the Antilles Royal Sugar Company and authorized by Her Majesty's government. Let's hope that my advice is worthy of so much trust. General Prader's informed me of the events of the last 10 years. I now would like to summarize the most important facts. May 13th, 1845, José Dolores agrees to dissolve the rebel army. Queimada is proclaimed a republic, and Mr. City Sanchez is its first president. March 7th, 1847, the Republic of Queimada cedes to the Antilles Royal Sugar Company the right of exploitation of the sugar plantation for 99 years renewable.
Why don't you mention the commitments of the Royal Sugar Company towards Queimada?
Because, Mr. President, that is not the most important aspect of the problem.
And is it not important that my company has already built a hospital and 50 miles of road?
No, Mr. Shelton. But what is important is that the Royal Sugar Company controls in practice the entire economy of Queimada, whilst the government of Queimada, in practice, no longer controls anything.
You're forgetting, Sir William. You were asked here to put down a revolt and not to concern yourself with our government's policies.
Yes, well, without these policies, there wouldn't be any revolution, Mr. President. On February 23rd, 1848, the sugarcane cutters entered the city, set it afire, and sacked the stores. The army has to intervene. 32 dead and 100 wounded. Other uprisings break out in various parts of the island. José Dolores takes over the revolution and organizes a new army that wins some victories. 3 months later, England intervenes. Now, what do you want me to do?
To deal with José Dolores.
Or to help us get rid of him.
Our government wants to negotiate, Sir William. And not because it is the only solution, but because it is the best. No one can do this better than you. You've already done it once.
10 years ago.
The situation is the same.
Yes, but the problem is different. 10 years is a long time. It can be a very long time.
Even so, it's still only 10 years.
Now, I only want to explain, General, that very often between one historical period and another, 10 years suddenly might be enough to reveal the contradictions of a whole century. And so often we have to realize that our judgments and our interpretations And even our hopes may have been wrong.
Wrong, that's all. Does that mean our interests no longer coincide?
Yes, our interests do. Royal sugar pays me well enough.
And our ideas?
My ideas at the moment are concerned with how to get something done, not with why to do it. All right, on what basis do I negotiate?
Equal rights for all citizens, better wages, and a general amnesty. Is that a good basis for discussion?
No, but I don't think that you can offer more unless you give up the government and the plantations of Queimada.
I believe that you will succeed, and that you believe it too. Right, Sir William?
Well, we must wait to see what Jose Dolores believes.
The blood! The sound! Put them!
You there, wait!
Descansa, Marvel. What is it, senor?
That one, bring him here.
This one?
No, the fourth one. No. I told you the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. Come on. Put your hands down. Well, at least you won't die today. That make you happy, Wasina? You don't remember me, do you?
Put them!
That was a long time ago.
Wasino, hold your fire! Wasino, don't be a fool! Hold your fire, we need him alive.
Now, Jose Dolores says that if what we have in our country is civilization of white men, then we are better uncivilized, because it is better to know where to go and not to know how than it is to know how to go and not know where.
And then?
And then, Jose Dolores says that if a man works for another, even if he's called a worker, he remains a slave, and it will always be the same, since there are those who own the plantations and those who own the machete to cut cane for the owners.
And then?
And then Jose Dolores says that we must cut heads instead of cane.
There's a tidy program.
Yes.
Very well, then. Tell Jose that we must meet and discuss this question wherever and whatever time he wishes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Marcina, tell him that I should be pleased to see him in any case. Marcina, give this to Jose Dolores. Tell him it's from me.
Fire!
Why are you here? Why aren't you in the Sierra Madre with the others? Why?
Capitão! Capitão! Now, we must realize, gentlemen, that if we are to succeed in eliminating Jose Dolores, it's not because we're better than he is, or that we're braver than he is. It's simply because we have more arms and more men than he has. And we must also realize that the soldier either fights to earn his pay, or because his country forces him to do so. But the guerrilla, on the other hand, fights for an idea, and therefore he's able to produce 20, 30, 50 times as much. Is that clear?
No, Sir William, I don't agree.
No. Well, I think it's a rather simple calculation. What does a guerrilla have to lose except his life? Whereas you, General, have a lot to lose. Wife, children, house, careers, savings, personal pleasures or private aspirations, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. That's simply the way of it. Now, according to your information, Jose Dolores has less than 100 men, few arms, very little ammunition, and no equipment. But you have thousands of soldiers, and modern arms and equipment. And yet in 6 years, you've not been able to defeat him. Why? Because their bases are here, on the Sierra Madre. And on the Sierra Madre, there's no possibility of survival. There's not a tree, not a blade of grass, and the only animals are vipers and scorpions. And yet in the last 6 years, it is here that the guerrillas have made their headquarters. You see, up here on the peaks of these mountains, there are a handful of small villages. Now, these people are destitute, with subhuman living standards, and they haven't anything to lose either. The guerrillas are their only hope. Now, these villages are the roots on which the guerrillas survive. They must be cut.
Vamos, depressa! Pegue suas coisas e vamos andando!
Voltem, voltem!
Carlinhos!
we came out from the fire, naked, covered with flames, like devils.
This is where they've crossed the river, in the marshes in the Sierra Trinidad. Now they're here. There are 5 villages in this area. 5. Tomorrow we start again.
Vamos! Não fiquem parados! Caminhando! Anda! Anda! Caminhando! Vamos! Não pode ficar parado aí! Vem aqui! Pode tirar! Eu te espero! Andando, caminhando! Vai fora, todos! Vamos!
You well know that it is not we who are responsible for this tragedy. It is Jose Dolores who wanted this war. But the government promises you that the war will end soon. Peace will come. And order will again be established. And you will be able to go back to your houses and to your work. Have faith a little longer. We will do everything possible to alleviate your suffering. I beg you, my fellow citizens, listen to me. Believe me. Trust us.
And now bread will be distributed to you, offered personally by President Sanchez. Stay in your places.
Bread! 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 Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
General, I want you to take back the effective command of our army. From now on, you will consult personally with me on every decision concerning the war and any possibility of peace.
And Sir William Walker?
He'll go back to England.
But the Royal Sugar Company, Mr. President.
The Royal Sugar was supposed to help our independence, General, and not the other way around.
There's always Jose Dolores.
Who knows? If there hadn't been a Royal Sugar, would there have been a Jose Dolores? Who knows, General?
Come in.
Hello, Teddy. You wanted to talk to me?
Sir William Walker, in the name of the government of Queimada.
Mr. Teddy Sanchez, in the name of the people of Queimada, I declare you under arrest.
I think we've said all there is to say.
Citizens of Queimada, the Special Military Tribunal has decreed that ex-President Sanchez is guilty of high treason. Citizens, it is your duty to declare your allegiance to the new government, to our heroic army, and to the soldiers of England who have so generously come to our aid. Citizens of Queimada, the bandits of Jose Dolores will be annihilated. Peace will return to our beloved country. Signed, General Alfonso Brada, head of the provisional government.
Ajoelharse. Carregar armas. Apunten armas. ¡Vamos! Las cosas armas. Y a vuelta, vamos. Avance, marcha. Battery 2, fire! Battery 4, fire!
Battery 3, fire! Battery 4, fire! Battery 1, fire! 2, fire! 3, fire!
How many have you counted?
16 with this one. I don't think there are any more.
Must have been their rear guard. Let's go down and have a look.
So there are no more plantations. They're all burnt to the ground.
Oh, they'll rise again.
In 10 years, Sir William.
Well, you have another 89 years to exploit them. Renewable. Doesn't your contract specify that?
Your contract specifies that you're to defend our interests. Instead, you're destroying them.
Well, that's the logic of profit, isn't it, my dear Shelton? One builds to make money. To go on making it, or to make more, sometimes it's necessary to destroy. Yes, I think perhaps it's inevitable.
Then why didn't you say so before?
Well, why didn't I say what?
Where's it going to end?
As I told you, at the end of Jose Dolores.
At this price, it's no longer profitable.
It isn't you who pays, or even Royal Sugar.
Do you remember him? There's Tintin, too, one of the old ones. But there is no Jose Dolores.
And you're sorry?
No. I wouldn't want to find him like this.
Well, you might have thought of that before.
No, I say, as long as Jose Dolores lives, I have work and good pay. Is it not the same for you?
No, on the contrary, I work for an overall sum.
Let's report to London.
Do that, Mr. Shelton.
I'll tell them how things are.
Yes, I hope so.
I'll have to inform them that the island has been completely burnt and Jose Dolores has once again broken through the encirclement.
Tell them that, Mr. Shelton. And tell them also that you make me sick.
Sir William.
Do you know why this island is called Queimada? Because it was already burnt once. And do you know why? Because even then it was the only way to conquer the resistance of the people. And after that, the Portuguese exploited the island in peace for nearly 300 years.
Yes, but I was merely trying to...
You know that fire can't cross the sea because it goes out. But certain news, certain ideas travel by ship's crews. Have you any idea how many islands there are on which Royal Sugar has concessions? You should know. And have you the vaguest notion of what would happen to our employers if the example of Jose Dolores reached those islands?
Senor?
Shelton, I don't know. I'm not just quite sure what I'm doing here. Money is important, but then my salary is small compared to yours, therefore it's less important. I'm also not sure just why I do what I'm doing. Perhaps it's only for the pleasure of it, or perhaps I'm unable to do anything else. Perhaps I have nothing else to do, but I do know that whenever I try to do something, I try to do it well. And to see it clearly and through to the end. You understand? Bugler! Bugler's here, sir. Bugler, sound your ceasefire. There, that's Jose Dolores. At the bottom of the soldiers are running. Do you see him? Yes.
A fine specimen, isn't he? Well, now, it's an exemplary story. In the beginning, he was nothing. Porter, water carrier. And England makes him a revolutionary leader. And when he no longer serves her, he's put aside. And when he rebels again, more or less in the name of those same ideals which England's taught him, England decides to eliminate him. Don't you think that's a small masterpiece?
And you're the author, Sir William?
No, only the instrument. Giddy up.
No, it is not true that fire destroys everything. A little life always remains. A tiny ant, a blade of grass. So how come the white invaders win? How come they win in the end? Some one of us will always remain. Still others will be born later. And others too will begin to understand. At the end you also will understand. And the whites in the end will be maddened by you. Madder than a white beast becomes when he finds his clothes thin. And the mad beast will run for the last time, pursued and hunted all over the island, till he falls into one of the great fires that he himself has made. And the groans from this dying beast will become our first cry of freedom, one that will be heard far, far beyond this island.
Come on, get ready, we're going back. War's unavoidable, Jose. Thanks to heaven that you and I remained alive. You know, it's inevitable that someone has to lose. In this case, it was inevitably you. Otherwise, how could I have won? I see that you've lost everything, including power of speech. Tie him up. You don't drink anymore. Are you sure you're not thirsty? I think your throat would be dry from all that talking up there.
I see no reason for you to walk. You can remain silent even on horseback. Soldier, give the prisoner your horse.
We must go, General.
What are you waiting for? Go and get him. Now listen to me, you black ape. Listen to me. It wasn't I that invented this war. And furthermore, in this case, I didn't even start it. I arrived here and you were already butchering one another.
Thank you. But anyway, sooner or later they are going to kill me.
Maybe not, General. Maybe they will let you live.
If they let me live, it means it is convenient for them. And if it's convenient for them, it is convenient for me to die.
Why?
Because the hunter lets the hawk live. Only when he wants a decoy or to hunt in his place. He's kept alive, but in a cage.
But then, after a while, maybe they will free you.
No, little soldier. It doesn't work like that, friend. If a man gives you freedom, it is not freedom. Freedom is something you alone must take. Do you understand? Well, you will one day, because you've already started to think about it.
Well, all that remains now is to settle what to do with him.
Well, let's see. We certainly can't use the garrote. It's too reminiscent of Portugal. Either we shoot him, as we did Teddy Sanchez, or we hang him, as you do in England. All things considered, hanging is better. It's more solemn.
More definite.
Right.
Right. But you see, the man that fights for an idea is a hero. And a hero who's killed becomes a martyr, and a martyr immediately becomes a myth. A myth is more dangerous than a man because you can't kill a myth. Don't you agree, Shelton? I mean, think of his ghost running through the Antilles. Think of the legends and the songs.
Better songs than armies.
Better silence than songs.
And that is?
A hero that betrays is soon forgotten.
Well, we'll have to see if he's willing to betray.
Well, now let's see against whom did Jose Dolores rebel? Against Teddy Sanchez. And you General, have eliminated Teddy Sanchez. Now that, I think that gives you a position in common. See, there's the beginning of a rationale, which I think Jose Dolores could make public without too much shame.
You think he will do it?
Would you do it in his place?
Me? Ha! For God's sake, Sir William. I would do anything to stay alive. But Jose Dolores...
You can't tell what a man will do to stay alive. Until you put him to the test, you really never know.
Yes, as long as he leaves Queimada.
And the Antilles, General.
And the Antilles, Mr. Shelton. Will you see to it?
I've finished, General. This is your duty.
Jose, the government is prepared to offer you
He started to laugh. There'll be another martyr, Sir William. But you were waiting for me?
I was going to bed.
I used every argument possible, and I offered him a great deal of money. And his freedom, of course. So, William.
you see, Paco? This is how they do it.
I'll take you outside the camp and you can take my horse. I'll see to it that they don't find out until it's too late. All right, come on. Jose. You lose nothing, Jose. You renounce nothing. I ask nothing from you. Only that you try not to be caught again. Now go on, you haven't much time. My God, man, go. Your time's running out. Come on, you're free. Jose, you're free. Free, don't you understand? Why? What good does it do? What meaning does it have, Jose? Is it a revenge of some sort? But what kind of revenge is it if you're dead? I don't know, Jose. It just seems madness. Why?
Inglês! Remember what you said. Civilization belongs to whites. But what civilization? Until when?
You're back, senor?
Back, sir.